Okay, what I was saying a second ago is that this won't be a super long session for the people on the internet because of the fact that we're going to go over some concepts, but we're actually doing the lab in person. So the people who are here in person, they're actually going to be doing a lab for the latter part of the class. That's something that you guys are going to be able to have to do at home on your own. Good luck. But we'll go over some stuff. But if you need to, all the information to get that done is inside of your K-12 class. Underneath the lab itself. There's also a virtual lab that is just under that. It's called VLab that you can also sign up, or you can also log into, and you can use that as well. If for some reason you don't have ice cubes, which you should have the dye in your K-12 stuff. You should have water in your computer. You should have water. Let's go ahead and say that out loud. But inside your K-12, if you need salt, just beg your guardian or learning coach for that. And then you just need to get your containers. But you'll be able to do that at home. But just so you know, it's going to be quicker for you guys. And the people here have to deal with me for another probably 20 minutes after. I apologize completely already. So, good to make it this time. I appreciate doing that. All right. Okay, so a couple of things I want to discuss just in general, guys, is things that came up and just basic stuff that you guys probably already know. But I just want to go over it again because it's just, as long as I record and people are watching it, to kind of keep them more accountable. First is keeping caught up. Question mark? Who here honestly, raise your hand and be honest yourself, is caught up within a day. Like within a day of what you need to be doing. Raise your hand. Okay? Happen to have all these. And I don't know that, I'm just guessing. No, within a few days, hopefully. Now, you got to keep up. Okay, that's the thing. This is very much called type environment when it comes to, we give you a pacing guide of everything you need to do from beginning of the semester, literally to the very last day of the semester. You know what you're doing. There's no surprises of, oh, I don't, what? I had a pop quiz? There's no such thing as a pop quiz at our school, except for today. I'm just kidding, there's no pop quiz. Look. All right, so make sure you stay caught up. Go to your calendar, look where you need to be. Work on the weekend. You can do that. Okay? Do your work this week on the weekend. I got a text message from a student that said, "Now what did you? You actually give me your name. There was no name on this text. It just says, what do I do today in science?" Now you are all good students. And the ones on the internet, you're also good too. But no, it doesn't. I don't know their name. I don't know what science class they're in. And I have no idea what you're talking about. So I text them back and just look at your calendar, and I didn't get one back, so hopefully that works. Stay caught up. Okay? If you need to, you can use spring break. It'll stay open during spring break if you want to make sure you get your science notebook and everything together. Now, DS. If you have a D end or an F, hopefully you are either here now or you're here, which you're not, last session, which is an hour ago. Coming live to the online session on the computer does not count, so make sure you know that. If you missed 3, and this last week's been weird because you've been 4 days a week, I was sick one day, I got jumbled, so I kind of gave a little bit of slide the last 2 weeks. This next week coming up is not going to be like that. Some people have already missed 2 weeks. So if they don't show up next week, right, then I think I'll come in for a mandatory non-compliance meeting to determine if they're still exposed. Yeah. It's something we don't like to say, and I hate saying that, but it's something that's going to happen. Because that is what it was. You guys are awesome. Thank you for showing up. And by the way, today's one of those days, like showing up in person, you double dip your points. You get your live session points, it's showing up live session, and we're doing the lab together. Why wouldn't you show up? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. But whatever, hey, it's 2 each of fun. Light up, straight in. And actually, yeah, we're straight in types of relation. Not you, huh? Straight in.
I had better grades in college, but I think go straight into college. But I went to a bunch of classes, so
I can say I had straight A's. I can say that. I had an A-, and I brought it down to 3.96 GPA. But now I got a 4.0 on my second master. So So yeah, high school. Make sure you get work done. I was all on AP too, so I don't do that. Close one, yeah. All right, real fast. Science notebook. Who here has not started the science notebook? Good. Did I get mad at him? No, I didn't. Not totally. No, I wouldn't get mad at him because he's honest. He knows he needs to do it. Yeah, why bring it up? Because we're doing it after this.
Most likely. I'm
Staying with me, we're going to go over how to set up. That's what we do.
Well, I plan on getting your mom and putting in all at once.
Yeah, you can do that when it comes to getting it done. Just want to make sure you guys know this is going to be graded for about 100 points. It's a big part of your grade. Some people's grades drop a whole letter grade because they didn't know they had to do it, even though I mentioned it at every single live session, every single time I saw you guys. And in the orientation, and about 100 other times. And random keynotes. I know, I was totally oblivious. I was like, whoa, you're right. So just make sure you get it done, yes sir. You can turn it in early as long as you finish your work early. Because you realize it's going, like one of the things with science notebooks, like why do I do it, right? Like why does Mr. Hagan do that? Just to make it seem like he's powerful and make it do stuff? Not at all.
That was actually my first thought.
It was, right? No, because I'm an high school student, believe it or not. And I was a horrible high school student. I was horrible. I was one of those kids that thought I was smarter than the teacher. You don't like that, right? Maybe not, but you know what I'm talking about, right? No, that's what I was. So my first thought was, wow, these kids are really going to think, like, they're just, like, Mr. Hayes is just trying to, like, what, muscles as a teacher, just do what I don't. But believe it or not, the science notebook does a few things. It makes you take notes. It makes you do a minimum level of activity, which some people, first few years, didn't do that, and they didn't know why they got that. I said, did you read it? Yeah, I read it. Well, where's your notes? What? I'm like, well, how did you review it? What? How did you, well, I just took the test. I'm like, oh yeah, I saw you. You just had the quiz for 37 seconds. That's awesome. Like, yeah, it was easy. I'm like, yeah, you got to pass. So it was easy, but you didn't do very well. So this is just a minimum level. Also, your notes are your notes. You could use them on your test. I don't even say right there. If I was able to use my notes on my test when I was in my AP class, that's straight A's. Straight A's. So you have an ability as an independent study doing that, okay? So that's really cool. The better notes you take, the better it is for you. I will be doing a note-taking thing in the next few weeks. I just have to look at the schedule, figure out what sets up, but we're actually going to go through and actually break down and actually do note-taking and how to do it effectively. Yay, note-taking effectively.
I really quite good.
Yes, it's going to be one of these sessions. And the other thing too is that organization is important. When you get to college, if you go to college, if you choose to go to college, this is the one thing I learned in college. If you're not organized, you're not in college very long. Yeah. You're not in college. Like, I have friends that were kicked out of college because they were completely disorganized and didn't go to classes half the time and didn't know what they were doing. That's super important. Do I care if you know what salinity is in 5 years? Really? I need to know the salt in the ocean and the whole concept of being a whole big picture, but I don't remember what happened in high school. But I remember things in high school that helped me be successful later on. That's what I want you guys to do. Science notebook is part of that. It's not the only thing, but it's part of that. Notes are important. Believe it or not. I can show you, I'm going to take a test in a month or so. I'm studying for it now. And there's just notes all over my page. Like, there's more notes on the side than there is writing in this. Because that's how you take notes. And I'll show you guys what that means in like 2 weeks or so. Mr. W! What did he like? Did him? You can have him. I'll trade you him. I'll trade you him. I will take, here you go. I'll have it grab it. Okay, I won't take anything. All right, so, oh, I can use brownies! Oh, getting that last one. What does it say? What does that mean? Without? Product credit. Does you guys have your APA or MLA format of referencing inside of the internet, a book, news article, speech, or anything? Not because right off the top of my head, I don't. I have to look up on Purdue OWL and fully copy it and then just change the name. That's what it is. No one knows how to do that. And I had three people plagiarize on their test. And those people got zeros on it. Means 50, 60 points gone. Cannot retake it. Sucks for you, I'm sorry, it happened, you made a bad choice. If you do it twice, 0, F, whatever, in the class. Even if you did it the last day. I had people do it on their final, and it was their second time. They should have got an F in the class until their last day of school. They did. And if they wouldn't have cheated, would have got a C. It's the way it is. It's our policy. Okay? Third one, you're out of school. So, I got plans. Parking lot's over there. So, we don't want that. So, please don't, guys. Please don't. If you don't understand, if you don't know something, don't answer it. Just leave it blank if you don't know. If you kind of know it, kind of type in some bunch of gibberish and see if I give you a pointer. Don't type in gibberish unless you know how to spell correctly.
G-I-D-E.
No more. No stop. Yes, please. Okay. The essential question for this week, and the people in class here, they don't really have to do this because we're going to kind of go over this more than a few times. But the people at home, to get credit, make sure you answer the following question, put it in the Dropbox for this week. What is the temperature like at the surface of the ocean in comparison to the bottom? And you can give me a few examples of that, such as, let's just say it's in the Pacific Ocean right around 30 degrees latitude or so, 30 to 60 degrees latitude. That's important because if I say the equator, if I say the tropics, there is no thermocline, so it kind of doesn't really give you an answer. What is the name of the phenomenon I just said, basically? So if you paid attention, you got it. You should know from last week, hopefully. I said it 37 times last week. Okay. We got a question. Oh, yeah. If you're in VLC, cruise on over. Yeah. No, yeah. Sorry. Okay. So what do we remember from last week? What happened? What do we remember from last week? Last week we were here. We had a conversation. What do you remember? So, remember salt. Hey, that's right. Remember salt. But I'm going to go ahead and go a little further and we're going to talk about salt. Because believe it or not, there's not just one salt. Sodium chloride, there's multiple salts out there, okay? There's other salts. What is the other big word for salt that's kind of important? Like I knew you were going to say. Isn't that weird? Look at that. Read your mind. All right, so salinity. Not you, and not you, not you. What is the definition of salinity? Not you either. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. We'll give you the exact definition verbatim. Now, does anyone else know what the definition of salinity is? I can just describe it to me. Help me out. No? He nods. He's like, I have no idea. That's funny. Honesty is good. When I don't know something, I go, I don't know. Like, you are talking, your mouth is moving, but my brain is not listening to you. Seriously. So I say to my wife all the time. This one's being recorded, isn't it? This is actually not going to view. I'll send it to my wife. So I was keep it to a minimum. I usually rip on all the time. Oh yeah. It's fun. It's me. Honestly. All right, anyone, salinity. Yeah. Okay, we're back. What did you just do? There's what you do. When you sign your name right here, I want you to put +2 next to it, okay? That's extra credit, just for the fact that you're supposed to do that. And no one else did that in this room. He won't do those. He has it written down in the science notebook, and he just links to it. That's what you do. Big set. That's awesome. You did it. You didn't even know. That's better than just knowing it.
I know I can get it.
No, what is it?
Salinity is the amount of dissolved salt in water used in the parts of the carbon.
Per thousand. Thank you. That's important. Not percentage per 100 per thousand, okay? So really, really small math, but it's what I'll say. Thank you very much for doing that. So again, salinity is going to be basically salt in water. And it's the percent per thousand. Okay? So, people on the internet, you should have that written down in your notes. All right, so what is something else that we talked about last week? What else are we talking about? Okay, you said the word thermocline, which has to do with what?
Temperature.
Thank
non-radiation.
Just temp. We're just going to talk about temp. You're going way ahead, which is the stuff we already know, so this is going to be easy for you. Talking about temp. Okay, so we're going to be talking about temperature. Like I knew you were going to say.
Again?
Did I have it in order too? There's probably 50% chance. Whatever, it happens. Just worked out that way. All right, so temperature. We talked about how temperature changes. Where's typically the warmer water at?
Near the equator.
Okay, latitudinal. So here's the Earth. Latitudinal is usually around the equator, right there at 0 degrees. That's the one facing. That's the one facing the sun the most. You're right. It's going to be warmer there. It's colder in the Arctic. Totally get that. Also, think about the ocean from top to bottom. Where do you think it is? Tell me, where do you think the warmest or the coldest is going to be? Right here. Oh. Where? Surface. She does it for you. Surface. That's right. The sun's there. Also, we'll learn there's another reason too today. But the surface. It's very good. So we know the temperature is warm at the surface and close to the equator. Now, he said the word thermocline. It sounds familiar, right? I remember that. What's the thermocline?
You made the number?
I didn't know they went up to 100 yet.
I was thinking of that.
I think you were speeding up on that.
I know that. That's pretty good stuff.
Thanks
Very nice.
Did you know what thermocline is?
I just think pretty much.
Thermocline, anybody? Now again, what should you be doing right now if you don't know your answer? So why aren't you looking at your notes? You know the answer, what you should do. Other people are doing it right now around you. Okay, make sure you ask them if you can. If you can, then you can ask if you can get them back. Just so you can make copies of them here or something, and then bring them back.
Okay.
She didn't even pretend, so you need for that. You never get for original, always get for copies. Okay, so what do we say? Thermocline. People on the internet, make sure you look at your notes if you don't know what a thermocline is. Or you guys could probably just open another window and hit Google thermocline. They have the ability to do that. I know. It's right there, right? What's thermocline?
A zone of rapid temperature change between warm surface water and cool water.
Perfect. So, I'll do that with my finger in there. Okay, so, best I can. See if I can do this with my finger. So here is the top of the water. Here is the ground. By the way, ground's not perfectly flat and water's not perfectly flat, so this actually works, I promise. So at the top, right here is going to be the highest temperature of water. Right here will be typically the lowest. So as the temperature, it'll actually increase. Let's put a graph here. What's the best way to do this? Okay, we'll talk about temperature. This right here will be high temperature. And down here will be low temperature. So let's get rid of this. Okay? So, as you start with the temperature, it'll be a certain degree. As you start making your way downward, you will see a decrease to a lower temperature on a slight incline. You'll get to a certain point where there's no more sunlight being able to penetrate. Then you have a straight down motion. This area right here is not a thermocline, okay? This is not It's just a temperature that's the exact same. Right here at the top, it's also very slightly the same temperature. The thermocline is the difference in temperature from high going to low as you go deeper in the ocean. That's the actual thermocline. That's why it matters where you're at. In the Arctic, no thermocline at all. In the Caribbean, you remember it being warm? You remember it being, did you dive deep? Did you go like snorkeling or swim with dolphins or anything like that? Yeah. How was it? Was it warm the whole time? Yeah, it was warm the whole time. And believe it or not, that's actually the exact same thing. They're all warm at the exact same time. And so there is no thermocline in the equator, there's no thermocline in the Arctic. We're only talking about, like I said, for this central question, between the 30 degree or so and 60 degree latitude. Right off our coast. All right, so next. Let's go faster. Okay, salinity at the mouth of the river. So at the mouth of the river, do you think it's going to be higher, or I'm sorry, do you think it would be more or less salty at the mouth of the river? Not good.
Right?
Why?
Because they're getting what's by fresh water.
Fresh water more, the salt water less. That's it. I mean, you add more salt. So if I took a whole bunch of salt and I put it inside of a cup, will you drink it? No, I wouldn't let you. I know you want to, I wouldn't let you. Okay, you wouldn't drink it. It would probably hurt your kidneys, probably shut them down if you drink too much of that. And so, but if I was to pour it into, like, say, an area, like a body of water the size of this room, that was fresh water, and I poured it in the middle, would you drink the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. It doesn't affect that. I mean, it's so diluted out, it won't happen. Same thing happens when you add fresh water, salt water content average goes down. Same with this. Same with the Arctic. Now what we're going to do is if there's any questions, go ahead and stay on. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. You guys make sure you still get Unit 2, Lesson 5 completed for the salinity lab. We're going to do that right now in person. So Christina, if you want to head over, you're more than welcome to.